No other country in the world reveres its chefs like the French do. Names like Boulud, Robuchon, and Ducasse are legend. So demanding on the French, you can't even be called a chef here unless you've put in the required years of training, apprenticeship, and experience at the helm of a restaurant. Up to 20 years, in fact. No wonder anyone who aspires to be a chef, or a good cook at least, will want to visit Paris, where the world's best restaurants and cooking schools are found. Here in Argenteuil, a suburb of Paris, professional chefs and young students alike hone their cooking skills under the direction of the French chef Alain Ducasse, one of the world's living culinary legends.
So you should first and foremost, everything we do here is inspired and directed by Alain Ducasse. One of the most important missions given to this group is the diffusion of knowledge and skills in the culinary industry, and that's very close to the heart of Alain Ducasse. So everything that we do is informed by that, the spirit of Alain Ducasse, the philosophy of Alain Ducasse, and the rigor with which everybody practices here using the recipes and the direction of Alain Ducasse.
The Ducasse Institute's Centre de Formation d'Alain Ducasse offers short but intensive courses for professionals. They train the same way chefs who work under Ducasse would. And that's why only chefs with experience in Ducasse restaurants get to teach here.
We actually have one of the top-notch groups of chefs anywhere in the world. We have about 12 of those who are instructing right now, who have all worked within the Alain Ducasse network. They're chefs of actual restaurants. These are practicing French chefs at the top levels. So very rarely do you get any one of those kinds of chefs to be teaching, let alone having a cadre of about 12 of these folks teaching the students who come from around the world to obtain the Alain Ducasse philosophy and practice and levels of excellence.
This class we observed is part of a 2-month intensive international course for beginners and costs €10,500 per applicant. After learning the basics of Ducasse techniques in the school's kitchen, students spend 5 days in a Ducasse restaurant to apply what they've learned. By the end of the course, they're expected to prepare their own menu, buy their own produce in a Paris market, and serve a full-course meal to a panel of experts.
It's just particular, just keeping so it's not out of the frame. Do you agree?
It's this hands-on approach and the unique experience of working in a Parisian setting that brought these two Filipino students from Enderun Colleges in Manila to Paris. Enderun is home to the first Ducasse Institute outside France, and the school offers internship programs in Ducasse establishments and restaurants around the world.
You get to really see the classes hands-on. You can work with the students as well, with the chef. You really experience what they're also experiencing. So it's also like you're also a student, but then you're directly working with the chef.
The center also caters to advanced professionals. These chefs belong to some of Europe's top restaurants and get to wear their own uniforms. They are taking part in a 3-day world tour of Alain Ducasse program, which, as the name implies, trains them in the techniques of international cuisine mastered by Alain Ducasse and his team. This day is dedicated to Asian cuisine, and Chef Rui Martins, who managed Ducasse's spoon in Paris, teaches his class a signature dish, lobster in banana leaves. It's part of the Alain Ducasse philosophy, sharing knowledge, even to your competitors. It's this insatiable spirit to teach and to learn from each other that attracts Ducasse's top chefs to the center.
Je pense déjà qu'il faut être curieux. Il faut vraiment, je dirais, la cuisine c'est une passion. Déjà pour tous les chefs qui sont ici, la cuisine c'est vraiment une passion. Au détour de n'importe quelle expertise, c'est une manière de vivre la cuisine qui va être importante. Quelquefois, c'est la technique qui va nous séduire, parce que ça permet de nous faire travailler. Quelquefois, c'est simplement le produit qui va nous emmener quelque part.
The curiosity of chefs, their respect for tradition, and their insistence on only the best produce and ingredients are what keep French cuisine relevant and worth traveling all the way to Paris for. It's curiosity that pushed Eric Kaiser to revive the use of levain in his bread. Gillot's respect for tradition, while he insists on making cheese by hand. And Alain Ducasse's passion for authenticity and quality that make his cuisine so special. And the French culinary tradition, the cultural treasure it deserves to be. And that's all for this episode of Executive Class. From Paris, I'm David Saldran. Au revoir, and thanks for watching.